So, yeah, the news is finally trickling out. Karnataka is proposing a 14-hour a day work schedule for our employees. Now, as a clinical psychologist and mental health professional, I cannot be hypocritical. I can't tell you how happy I am to hear this news. Imagine what it's going to do for my clinical practice. The mental health center that I wanted to start, all these years when I was pitching it, no one was giving me a loan. Now it's going to be business boom for me. The mental hospitals, the wellness centers, mental health care, all of this is just going to come into the forefront. All these years, mental health was such a taboo in India. But now, with a move like this, everyone's going to have some mental health issue, and it's just going to become an open topic to discuss. So, really, this move of 14 hours a day is wonderful to break all the taboos around mental health. I see this as a very positive step. Us shrinks, we're going to have a very encouraging bank balance going forward. And I have to really thank the authorities for thinking and proposing such a wonderful thing as 14 hours a day into 5 days a week as the new work schedule for us. Wonderful. Keep it up. The next thing that I see a huge boom with this 14-hour a day proposal is our correctional facilities, otherwise known as our prisons. I think they're going to boom. They're going to have this massive drive to make more prisons. When you look at 14 hours a day, people are going to be a little stressed, and they might want to kill a couple of people on the way home. Can't blame them. I mean, you need some entertainment after you spend 14 hours a day at your workstation. So I see correctional facilities also on the horizon, becoming something that everyone's going to become very comfortable with. So as a byproduct of a 70-hour week, I think our prisons are going to be full to capacity, and also they're going to develop our prisons in a much better way. So good move. A very positive third thing that I see coming out of 14-hour a day work proposal is the boom in alcohol, smoking, and drugs. I mean, these three industries are going to skyrocket. It's just going to become so casual. I'm sure they're going to legalize marijuana, considering people are going to have to cope with I mean, use something to cope with their 14 hours a day, 70 hours a week. So I see these three areas. No, not area. I see these three industries booming. You know. They're not going to be something to be very shy about, and have the police hound you. I'm sure once you do 14 hours a day, you're going to need something to put you to sleep. So I see a lot of smoking that's going to increase. Now they're not even going to put smoking areas and all that. It's just going to have. In fact, they're going to just put it in office for us. Alcohol will become part of the everyday cycle for us, and I think the drugs, they're not going to be illegal anymore. So that's a very positive sign, with the 70-hour week. Once again, congratulations to all the smart people who are thinking about such things. Um, a fourth very positive thing that's going to happen as a result of this new proposal is divorce lawyers are going to make a very good amount of money in the coming decades. I can just imagine 14 hours in office, and either the man or the woman is going to want to come home, and divorce lawyers are going to be very popular in the coming decades ahead of us. So that's a very positive development. We are going to see a lot of couples separating very quickly. All these years, divorce was something that we never talked about. You lived with it. But I think today, with 14 hours a day, divorce is going to be something that it's just going to be built into conversations, and divorce lawyers are definitely going to be in huge demand. So I see that as a, one industry sort of benefiting the other industry, as we say. So law is definitely going to um, make huge strides here, and it's not just going to be divorce, it's going to be other lawyers as well. Criminal lawyers will definitely have more work on their hands, um, linked again to the prisons. So if you get my drift, so it's sort of benefiting both the sectors, as you might call it. So yeah, 14 hours a day, 70 hours a week is good for our justice system, legal advisors as well. So yeah, good. A fifth sector that will benefit hugely from this proposal is the pharmaceutical industry. When you have an employee working 14 hours a day, they're going to have to pop something, to survive. I mean, just imagine if they come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's after traveling 2 hours in the Bangalore and Karnataka traffic. So they come in at 8, then you want them to leave 8 in the morning, and then you want them to leave at, if my math is right, 10 p.m. Yeah. So that's okay. That can be done, as long as the pharmacy around us, or maybe they'll introduce it in office. I'm not sure, but the pharmaceutical industry is definitely going to benefit from this. So this is a wonderful move. The amount of medicines that we're going to need to give our employees to get through the through the working day, that's going to be phenomenal. And over the counter drugs is going to be something that's going to be very common now as we go forward, and there won't be restrictions on the kind of neurotic psychotic medications that we prescribe. So if you look at it, this move is good for pharmacy as well. Wonderfully thought of. I really admire people who come up with such suggestions. 14 hours a day. Wonderful. And very closely linked to the pharmaceutical industry will be mobility aids. With 14 hours a day, you're going to have employees needing something to keep their neck straight, some sort of a spinal protection, then something on their hands when they use their keyboards the whole days. Also, I see a boom in the number of opticians that are going to increase in the city. Glasses, all the lens and all of that industry will also boom, because our employees sitting 14 hours a day will need these aids, and I'm guessing it might even spill over into walkers and probably wheelchairs. So that's a good sign again for mobility aids. So along with pharmaceuticals, this industry will also boom in a very nice way. So yeah, hats off. 14 hours a day, 70 hours a week, wonderful. You just wonder the heads that come together that bring up all these wonderful thoughts. Right. So I've been talking about all the employees and all the industries that will boom with this new arrangement of, 14-hour, 70-hour week. I think we also have to add that we are guaranteeing to society this whole band of deviant children, children who will then go back and promote the other industries that we talked about, the alcohol, the smoking, the drugs, the pharmaceuticals. So I think the people proposing this have well thought this out. They are bringing this one thing in, and it's actually like a dominoes, like a chain effect. It's helping so many industries. I can see in the future children promoting these other industries as well. They're not going to see their mother or father for 14 hours a day. So I'm sure that children will turn to other sources for their comfort and enlightenment. So, yes. Oh, before I leave, I forgot to mention, this is a good time, with a proposal like this is a good time to invest in ambulance services and other, physical health services, because you're going to have a lot of people needing to use your facilities. So if you're thinking of some business, ambulance business would be wonderful. Respirators, what are they called? ECG machines, all your scanners and all of these are going to be well required in the future. So if you have any business ideas, these are the things you want to invest in. Yeah, it will. You can finally drive a vehicle with a siren on top. It feels so important. So that's another wonderful spin-off from this proposal. And finally, coming to the human resources department of every company, I'm just thinking after 14 hours a day, their employees have worked 14 hours a day. How the hell are they going to conduct their Rangoli competitions, their singing, their dancing, their picnics, bring your pet to office day, bring your family? I'm just wondering how HR is going to pull this off. It's going to be very challenging times for HR, but as usual, HR will stand up to the occasion and we will find a way to have bonding activities and love our employees even after they've worked 14 hours a day. So, sorry, HR will rise to the challenge. HR will come up with new policies on how to manage heart attacks in the office, how to give CPR. I'm not even going to the posh and things like that because I'm sure HR will come up with wonderful policies around that. And also, they will ultimately reach out to people like me for their mental health, which will become part of, it'll become like your perk. So that's another thing for us to consider. After 14 hours a day, it's going to be wonderful to see how HR can have that Rangoli competition and uh, sing and dance and have all employees wear a happy smile and